So, for starting a new chapter of learning, I, Shruti Chaudhary, being your host for today's event, I want to extend a warm greeting and good morning to all of you present here. I hope you all are doing amazing. On behalf of the whole SEMS family, I welcome you all for today's webinar on the topic Think Big, Unleash Your Potential. And to add a guest of honor and today's speaker, Dr. Seema Negi, it's a great honor to have you with us, ma'am. We are grateful for your presence. Also, I see quite a people are joining us. So before I proceed, let me take a moment for the introduction of my organization, SIMS Welfare Foundation. It's a non-profit entity established to work in the areas of education, social welfare, women empowerment, skill development, and entrepreneurship, and employability, health, research, culture, international cooperation, sports, environment protection, or any other similar factor. We promote healthy life, a balance, and active community and strong businesses. Vocationalist of education means training in some occasion at the secondary level, higher secondary level with general education. The aim and objective of vocationalist of education is to develop a healthy attitude among students towards work and life, to enhance individuals' employability, to reduce the mismatch between demand and supply of skill, and many more. Now, let me introduce today's speaker to you all, Dr. Seema Negi. She is a Global Goodwill Ambassador, Director, Principal Sanjeevani Girls School, Mumbai, and a life coach. She lives by the principle I am because we are. Being a visionary, Dr. Seema Negi's leadership has always been dynamic and passionate. She has prevailed in the field of education for more than 2 decades. She firmly believes each children is a canvas, and we as educators, we need to create a masterpiece. She is associated with many educational and social organizations and contributes her time and efforts for the betterment of education system and society. She attends various conferences, events, and summits as speaker, moderator, and panelist at national and international platforms. Learning, sharing, empowering, and hand-holding is what she believes in, and she contributes her considerable amount of time for the same. She is honored with many prestigious awards. Her work is recognized by World Book of Record UK in personal and professional categories.
Thank you so much, Shruti, and my heartfelt gratitude to SEMS Welfare Foundation for having me here today. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whichever part of the world you are joining us, because as I was told that we have audience from diverse part of the world. And today we are talking of something which is already in you. All I want to give you is the key to unleash your potential. We all can think big. Think big is nobody's nobody's own thing that okay, only I can do this, belongs to me. Think big does not belongs to anyone. Think big belongs to all of us who are ready to break our cliches and go beyond our boundaries. Okay, so I have a small PPT for you. Do not expect that when I'm talking of think big, I will be sharing the stories of all the prodigies who have made big in their own field. No, again, I am coming back to my topic. I want to talk about you, and each one of you who is here today. Okay, because again, think big is nobody's personal property. It's for all of us. Now, we are going to unleash our potential, a potential which is already there in us. All we need a little push, or maybe just we need to press that button so that the hidden potential that we have inside us comes out. How do we do it? We all know that future is loading for us, and with the speed future is loading, sometimes we are not able to match that speed. Most of you are young people from say college, and some of you are professors, some of you are from various fields. What is needed is, are we able to foresee that future? None of us saw pandemic coming, but none of us stopped. That is what is resilience. We moved ahead. So we have to always be ready with that kind of mindset that yes, future is loading. Whichever way it is loading, we are ready to move ahead. Now I'm starting with the basic. All of you might have learned in your KGA for apple, right? Now, when I show you this apple and I tell you to think big, what comes to your mind? I think my slide changed. So when I show you this and I ask you what comes to your mind, many of the time people say red color apple, they say red color apple with a green color leaf. But when we have to think big, what we can actually see is from this apple can give birth to a fully grown orchard. And this is what is think big. Are we able to see that? Are we able to see a fully grown orchard when we are talking about just one apple or when we are eating that apple? If you are able to do that, we really have the key in our hand. Now, again, why am I talking about this topic today? Because I deal with young generation. I deal with this generation every day. You are Gen Z and Gen Z, Alpha generation. They come to my school and we have seen the change. At least my generation have seen the change. Some of your generation might have also seen the change, that how from transportation, when we talk about transportation, it used to be bullock cart, and we have come to the era where we have self-driven cars. This was the labor back then during my time, human labor. Now we have living robots doing everything for us. This was somebody's think big. Somebody might have thought out of the box to make this happen. And this somebody can be you, or any one of you who is sitting behind this box right now. Any one of you can think about it. This used to be the shelter. We used to use wood during previous times when we used to make our homes. But now we have energy storing bricks because that is the need of the hour. One of you might have thought about this idea. That is why this idea became possible. Moving ahead, I don't know how many of you have seen this kind of telephone, but today, each one of us, we are using smartphones. We have thought about it. We have thought about coming out of a comfort zone and giving way to innovation. Innovation, experimentation, experiencing it, and ensuring that it is sustainable, because sustainability is a big challenge. Gaming, I mean, to play together, we used to sit and play the card games or board games. Now we have tactile virtual reality. Wherever you are sitting, you play with your friends. The world has become a very, very small community now. This printing, I think most of you are aware of 3D printing. We started with block printing back then, and today we are talking about 3D printing. Things are evolving. And it is not evolving due to the passage of time. It is evolving because somebody is thinking about that. It is evolving because out of you, one person is that who feels, no, I have to break what is happening. I have to break the chain of same thing happening again and again. And I have to come out with some idea or some innovation. Our first computer, the gigantic computer, now it is quantum computing. We are moving ahead in a very, very fast direction. And the direction is in our hand. We have to ensure that when the future is loading for us, we are ready for that. From human intelligence to artificial intelligence, now many of you might know about Chat GPT. Half of your things are done when it comes to writing. You can just go to Chat GPT, ask right question, and you get right answer. But the key is, are we asking the right question? If you ask the right question, you get the right answer. So from you, as I told you, we are dealing with Generation Z. Most of you might be Generation Z learners, who is a techno-savvy generation. Maybe when it comes to technology, many of you might know much more than any one of us, because this is how the generation is moving ahead. But that doesn't mean that you cannot come out with innovations, because when you are engaged in technology, it is not about consuming it. Many of you might be the one who are creators. So rather than just consuming technology, which Generation Z is doing, become the creator, become the one who is thinking out of the box, become the one who can think of a fully grown orchard from one apple. Then innovation happens. So here I am presenting for you something which is very, very simple. And as I told you in the beginning, it is for you, and each one of you who is sitting out there, because each one of you is a leader in making. But a leader is the one who leads with the right set of example. A leader is the one who walks the talk. Your team should be your best example. From your team, people should say, okay, this is the leader. And I'm taking you through the A to Z of the basics of becoming a leader who is ready to embrace change, a leader who knows about where to go and why to go, a leader who takes the team ahead, a leader who can see a fully grown orchard from an apple. For that, let's start from the beginning. Okay. Before that, I want to give you 4 C's. These are like Guru Mantra, because when we talk about leadership, when we talk about self-care, and when again leadership and self-care, a leader thinks that he or she has to do everything for his or her team. But what is more important? You are more important. So my first C that I want to give you, I want to give you 4 C's. My first C is care. If you cannot care for yourself, trust me, you are not unleashing your potential in the right way. So a leader needs to take care of himself or herself. When you can do that for you, then you can do for the number of people who are working for you, your family, everyone. So first C is to take care of your own self. My second C stands for connect. Many of you, you go and meet so many people. You get connected to so many people through social media, through LinkedIn, through these kind of webinars. Are you really developing on your connect? You need to develop on your connect because you never know in your journey of unleashing yourself in becoming a leader. One connect might be the one who is the right point for you to move ahead, or that particular connect might become the launch pad for you. So develop on your connect mindfully. My third C stands for community. We all belong to certain community. If you are suppose students, you belong to students community. If you are the student who have interest in entrepreneurship skill, you belong to a community of like-minded entrepreneurs who wants to go ahead with their startup. So what you need to do is, the world is full of communities. If you go to Google and try to find out the communities, or you go to LinkedIn, you go to Facebook, you go to Insta, wherever, you will find the communities. Become a part of the community and expand your horizon. Learn from them. Now, sitting at your place, you can learn from any part of the world. And my last C stands for culture. So if you do not know where you are coming from, you will never know where you are going. So whichever country you belong to, always take pride in your culture. Always take pride in who you are. You should know your roots so that moving ahead becomes much easier for you. So here are my A to Z for each one of you. My first A stands for authentic. In the world wherein everything has a true copy or a duplicate copy or a second copy, third copy, or when you go to Google, you find everything that you are looking for, try to remain authentic, because a leader who wants people to acknowledge him or her, who wants to be a different one, needs to be authentic. Your idea, your persona, your way of thinking, your way of leading should be you driven. So be authentic. My B stands for brains. God has given us this beautiful organ between two of our ears. Why are we not using in a particular direction? Or why we are not using it mindfully? Think about something. When you see a situation, try to find out the probable solutions for that. Every time, we don't have to go to technology to find out the solution, because the solution lies with us. The only thing is we have to think about it. Think about it, and solution will be there. Maybe once you think, you come up with one solution, you can discard that and start thinking more deeply. Why do we have a lot of brainstorming sessions these days? Because brainstorming sessions lead to good solutions. So use your brains in the most positive and affirmative manner. My C stands for change. Each one of us, we know that change is the only universal constant. Still, we resist change. Whether it's the change in a workplace, or it's a change in, suppose if you are in college, if a teacher change, a faculty member change, or change in wherever you stay, if you have to change from one place to other place, we always resist change. So rather than resisting change, if you resist change, you are like that water in the pond which is just there, and it might become stale after some time. If you are always open for the change, you can be like that free flowing river which makes its way, whichever way, but a river never stops. So make change a part of your life, embrace change willingly, and then you will see how well you are getting accustomed to whatever is coming to life in front of you. You will become more adaptable, and adaptable is one of the, when we talk about 21st century skill, it's one of the highest 21st century skill, adapting to a new situation. But D stands for drive. Now, who is driving for you? Is it you who is driving your own destiny, or you have given the driver's seat to someone else and you are just following? You have to think about it. Drive the way you want to drive. It is your destiny. Have the steering in your hand. But when the steering comes to your hand, steering comes with a lot of responsibility. Steering comes with the responsibility that you have to become a mindful driver. Steering comes with the responsibility that you have to look around, that you are not harming anyone. So take that responsibility willingly. Always don't enjoy the backseat view. You are the one who has to drive the change. To drive the change, you need to have the steering in your own hand. Moving ahead, what kind of energy do you bring when you meet people? You know, there's sometimes people say, okay, this particular person, when I meet, I get a lot of positive vibration, I get a lot of positive energy. How? Because you display that. So when you do a talking with someone, it's not just that you are talking, it's your entire body, your eyes, your body language, your hands, everything talks. Maybe this is a particular Zoom room we are sitting, but Zoom room doesn't mean that it is hindering me not to do my gestures which I want to do when I'm conducting this session. So you need to bring in that kind of energy in the room so that people will say, oh, this is the person I really want to meet, because when I meet this person, I feel positivity. That is your energy. See to it that you're using that energy properly. Then comes F stands for foresight. How good you are in that. Are you the one who is just seeing what is visible to everyone, or you have the vision to see far behind or far beyond? So ensure when you see what is behind and when you see what is beyond, you are the one who is able to see how the situations are going to change. So when we spoke about pandemic, or when we discussed about pandemic, none of us were ready for that. But there were certain people who knew that it is a crisis, but they ensured that the crisis is turning to them as an opportunity. They learned, they grew. These are the people who have anti-fragile mindset. Now, anti-fragile mindset is you are ready for the adversity in your life. You plan, okay, if I'm doing this particular business, or if I am the person who has started this startup, what is the worst that can happen? If you think what is the worst that can happen, you will always have your plans ready. So have that foresight. Moving ahead, my G stands for growth mindset. All of you might have heard this terminology a lot of time during pandemic, but yes, this is what is needed. You can't have the fixed mindset that, okay, I can only do this much. No, this is not something that I can think of. I'm very, very comfortable with my current position and situation. I do not want to move ahead. This is stopping you. You are your own limitation. So when you adapt, adopt, and embrace growth mindset, you will see that you have become the best version of yourself. Go stand in front of the mirror with a lot of positivity and with growth mindset, and trust me, your mirrors will turn into the windows of opportunity for you. It lies in your hand. It's everything starts from here. It's your mindset. What kind of mindsets do you have? Do you have a learner's mindset? Do you have a leader's mindset? Do you have a change maker mindset? It's all your mindset. So when we talk about growth mindset, it makes it easy for you to adapt, adopt, and move ahead. My H stands for honorable. How honorable are you? You know, all of us, we follow certain people on our social media, or we look up to certain people. The students who are here, they look up to their professors. Why? Because they're honorable. But at the same time, wherever you are, whichever position you're holding, whether you are a learner, you're a student, you're a teacher, you're a faculty member, each one of us, we need to have this honor. We need to be honorable. Then only people will respect us, they will look up to us. And when people start looking up to us, they start respecting us. Trust me, slowly and steadily, we are becoming a leader, because these people are going to follow us. And that is where you are unleashing yourself, your better version, and slowly and steadily, your best version is coming out. Moving ahead, how inspiring is your journey? How inspiring is your story? Each one of us, we have a story. When you sit and think back, you start from your, say, childhood days to your current days, you will see that there were certain situations where you have overcome those situations so beautifully. Those incidents are inspiring. Think about that. Make it a part of your story. Your story is unique. Everybody has a journey. We all have come here. We all have gone through some journey. How inspiring is your journey? How many stories are there when we talk about your journey? Now, beautifully, Shruti has given my introduction in the beginning. But if you ask me to introduce myself, I'll say I am a person who has experienced almost all the words that ends with ing when it comes to adventure, whether it's paragliding, parasailing, trekking, rifle shooting, horse riding, scuba diving, you name it, and I have done it. That's my journey. That's my story. How well I am able to present my story to inspire others to do more, to come out of their shell. That is what is important. So look at your own life. Design your own self introduction, which is beyond your awards and rewards and your position, your life story. That is the journey that everybody is looking up to when they look up to you as an honorable person who is always inspiring, comes up with a lot of positivity around. Next is knowledge. We need to keep on increasing this one domain, that is knowledge. The more you gain knowledge, the more you share knowledge, the better you become. Don't just gain knowledge and keep it with you. You cannot. I mean, if you are just thinking that, okay, I will be the one who will possess all the knowledge and I will not share, trust me, you are not growing. We are not using our brains in the right direction. We are not unleashing our true self. So acquire knowledge, but at the same time, when you acquire knowledge, share it with others, because when you share it with others, they do share their knowledge. And when this knowledge sharing happens, ultimately it's you who is getting benefited. So get benefited by sharing. Learn, share, learn, relearn, unlearn, share. Let the cycle keep on moving, whichever position you are into, because lifelong learning, again, is the highest order 21st century skill. Moving ahead, I told this earlier also, we need to lead by example. Why should people look up to us as a leader? How do you think big? When you think big and you become a leader, but you don't have any followers, nobody believes in you or nobody trusts in you, then you are no more a leader, right? So, what you need to do is you need to walk the talk, believe in yourself, drive your own destiny, be the one who is driving the change, and lead by example. And again, go through that cycle of thinking big, because when you think big and when you do it, then people believe in you, because you're leading by example. You just not thought big, you did it, and you shared it with the wider world. You become an example then. Manage yourself very well. It is very important when you are going through the entire cycle of thinking big. Are you able to manage your thoughts? Are you able to manage your time? Are you able to manage your resource? Are you able to manage your life? It's so important. See, you will come across these days, there are many young people. You might have heard that they have started their entrepreneurship journey very early in life. How did they do that? They do it because they believe in their thought. Because so I understand there is an entire ecosystem that is there to help them, but this ecosystem can be created by you. You who is a leader in him or herself. You
Yes,
can
ma'am.
please repeat the question
Ma'am,
for me while I am.
ma'am, the question is, what can we do to think out of the box? Like, is there any path to do this, or we need some skill set for this?
See, you first of all, what is your mindset? The first way is about your mindset. Okay, let me give you a quick example. Suppose if you're sitting with a pencil or pen or a notebook, if all of you have it around you. Okay, I'll do a small exercise. When you were young, all of you might have learned drawing or coloring. If you can just go back and think about it, how did you learn coloring? Anyone who can tell me, how did you learn coloring when you were small? Anyone, unmute yourself and tell me, how did you learn coloring? The answer will mean that. So, when we were small and we were taught coloring, most of us, we were given a figure, okay, apple or a circle or say a rectangle. And most of our parents said that what you need to do is you have to color the boundary first and then you have to color inside. Am I right? Most of our parents have done that, and we have learned coloring that way. Now, I just want to ask each one of you, suppose a child is sitting, you have given the child an image and you have told, okay, color it, right? And the child is coloring around that image, but not coloring that particular image. What do you think? Will that be creativity, or that will see something which is looking dirty? Any one of you. How will you see that? It will look dirty. Okay. Now imagine when we were 3 years old or we were 2.5 years old, we were put in a box. You have to color inside the image, right? So we are still in that box, and then we have to think outside the box. So start thinking outside the box. Don't limit yourself. So to think big, what you have to do is first you have to break your own beliefs. How do you break your own beliefs? That is why I was taking you through this journey of A to Z, because it will make you understand and it will make you realize that it's you who matter a lot. It's your thinking that matters a lot. So what you need to do it, you cannot think big till the time you do not believe in the bigger picture. If you are still the one who is stuck in that small picture, if you are still the one who is stuck in the apple, you won't be able to see the orchard. So how do you see the orchard? You see the orchard when you start rethinking, when you start revisiting your own life and you start taking pride of journey. You keep on acquiring your knowledge. You know how to lead by example, how you have to manage things. You are getting everything is here. It's mindset, nothing else. To think big, you need the mindset. Now, to think big also, as I told you, be a part of any community. It is very important that all of us these days are connected with so many ways, whether it's social media or anything. So what is needed is we all are connected through different mediums. Now, when I talk about network, in business language, it is said your network is as good as your net worth. So if you know how to network with the people and always have few kind of people in your life, say someone who is senior than you, someone who is elder than you, someone who is younger than you. Now, why? The one who are elder than you, they will give you some kind of advice or they will tell you about their story from where you can take the inspiration. The one who are younger than you, they will give you the ideas. You might get stuck somewhere because you believe that, okay, this is how we can do things. But the younger generation have better ideas sometime, and these ideas can help you think out of the box. We all are trapped in the box. We are still having that approach, that tunnel approach. We have to go towards this direction only. We can't come out of that. So use your network. Your network has a lot of potential to increase your net worth. In business language, this is rightly said that your net worth is as good as your network. So utilize them. Now be observant. When you observe, then only you can see that yes, there are different possibilities. If you are just seeing, there is a difference between seeing and observing. We all can see, but we all cannot observe. When you observe a situation, certain situation, then you can only think of out of the box solution. If you just see things and ignore, then you can't come out with the solution. So what is needed is train your mind to become observant. But all this can happen when you are at peace with yourself. How many of you really enjoy the me time? How many of you sit with the book and think, okay, today I have to at least read 20 pages of the book? Because most of the time, this generation or many of us are not reading now. It is so important to have your peace of mind. Sit somewhere, either follow your mindfulness moment. People these days are looking for their own ikigai, but that all starts from peace of mind. If you do not have peace of mind, the ideas will not enter there. Ideas do not enter in a chaotic mind. There is so much of chaos already. You are struggling with your own chaos. How do you start thinking big? So think big. You have to unclutter, you have to declutter, and you have to come out as a more peaceful, calm person. Again, I'm repeating, the better version of yourself. Once you become that, ideas will automatically come because you have trained yourself. You have gained knowledge, you have become observant, you are qualifying to different levels of your own life. Qualification doesn't mean that, okay, you have done your graduation, postgraduate. Qualification means you suppose if you want to start your own startup, have you enrolled yourself in any entrepreneurship course? Even if you do not want to enroll yourself for entrepreneurship course, have you ever tried pitching your idea to someone? How many of you know about the elevator pitch that within 3 minutes, if you have to impress someone with your ideas, have you tried doing that? One who are still in college, have you ever tried doing any mock interviews? Mock interviews are you can try any call their HR center and say, I am from so and so college and I am preparing myself for the bigger and better world, for the professional world. Would you mind if I can come for a mock interview? I just want to understand whether I am prepared for that or not. So these are the key points which help you to think big because you come out of your own comfortable zone. But at the same time, you need to be resilient. So the R stand for how resilient are you? Are you ready to bounce back at any situation, or are you the one who is still stuck to that chaotic mind, who is still stuck to the circle that, okay, I have to study till my graduation, then I have to do any professional. Are you the one still trapped in your chaotic mind, or are you the one who is ready to come out? When you are ready to come out of that, then the thinking happens. Thinking never happens when you are stuck with so many things. So you have to keep on thinking how you can come out of that and how you can create a better situation for yourself. Now, moving ahead, when you have already understood all these things and you think, okay, now you are ready for any bigger idea. Do you have these kind of friends with whom you can discuss those ideas? Are there friends who are not laughing at your situation and they are telling, okay, yes, let us become a part of this? See, you have an idea, but how do you implement that idea? To implement that idea, you need the entire ecosystem. Sometimes you will not get support from your parents, sometimes you will not get support from your friends. What do you do then? That is the time you have to show your resilience skills, because if you are not resilient enough, you will crush there itself. You will feel that yes, this is not what I can do, and yes, I have to again go to the same cycle of, yes, studying, completing your study, and then going and getting a job, and this cycle will never get over. See, there is very famous saying when we say, when parents compare each other, and as a school, as an educator, we give a lot of example that many of the time people say Sharma ji ka bachcha ye kar raha hai, Verma ji ka ye bachcha ye kar raha hai, and comparison happens. But there should be someone who is ready to break the chain. If you are the one who is ready to break the chain, then you are the one who is thinking big. You are the one who's thinking out of the box. But for that, when the situation comes, when everybody is trying to put you down, the thing that will put you up is your self-esteem. Keep your head, your self-esteem high. When you do that, you believe in your own self, you believe in your own thought. Big ideas never come if you do not believe in yourself. It's you who have to believe in yourself, and then comes your target. You have an idea, you want to achieve it, but do you know what is your target for that? If you ever miss the target, then you are not going in the right direction. Always have your eyes fixed on the target, because this target will lead you to become a leader who is a successful leader, who thought out of the box, whose thinking was big and loud. Have your thinking big and loud so that the world can see, yes, there is substance in this person. Believe in yourself. Again and again, I said, have an unwavering faith in your own self first. If you have faith in your own self abilities, trust me, the entire universe will be ready to support you. But first, you need to support your own self. You need to support your own idea. And how do you support your own idea? You need to be visionary. Again, don't see what the world is seeing. See what the world is not seeing. See what will happen 25 years down the line. See how your idea is going to bring a change. See whether your idea is sustainable or not. And is your idea contributing toward the sustainable development goals? Because these days we discuss about sustainable development goals. And if your idea is related to that and trying to accomplish any sustainable goal, trust me, you have a big market to succeed. But how visionary are you for that? Now, to get the big idea, you need to just take care of few things, that is wheel of well-being. When it comes to that, you need to take care of your body. How? By being active. You need to take care of your mind by you need to keep on learning. The more you learn, the better you are for the world. You need to have the spirit of giving. I told you, acquiring and accomplishing a lot of knowledge is not making you think big. Are you ready to give? Because when you give, when you share, when you brainstorm, ideas come. Then connect with the people. The more your connections are, the better ecosystem you're creating for your own self. Notice the places. Don't see, notice, observe, and think out of the box to bring the solution. You just have this planet to live. We might have plan A, B, C, but we do not have any planet B to live. So you need to take care of the planet. So if your idea, any idea which is for the betterment of the planet, trust me, there is the entire universe who is ready to help you. Now, my X stands for the X factor. Now, when we read the stories of all the successful people, right, who have thought big and they have become something in their life, we always feel that they had this X factor. But do you think it's only them who have the X factor and you do not have? Each one of you sitting here in this Zoom room today, each one of you have the X factor, but you are still not able to notice it because you are still in that rat race of winning something. We are still in that sheep mentality or herd mentality. We have to come out of it, declutter things so that new things can arise. And if you do not know your X factor, ask your friend, ask your colleague, ask your teachers, what is your X factor? Each one of us have X factors. It is not only for successful people or Bollywood celebrities or anyone else. Each one of us has this X factor. With this, my Y stands for the most important person in this entire universe is you, and you. Because you do not believe in your own self, you will not believe in your thought. You will not believe in your action. And when you will start believing in your own self, your thought, your action, the first step to think big is done. Thinking big is I believe in myself, who I am. I believe in my ideas because my ideas can bring change. I believe in my ideas because my ideas will make a better world, a sustainable world. I will leave a better planet behind for the generations to come. You need to believe in yourself. How affirmative is your own belief? Then my Z stands for zero. Now, after telling everything, if I ask all of you, are you willing to become zero in your life? Anybody, you can write in the chat box. Is there anyone who is willing to become zero in his or her life? So you must be wondering, after telling so many things, why do I want you to become zero in your life? Now, what is the importance of zero? Now, suppose I am willing to become zero in my life. The zero who, when stand with anyone else, enhances that digit's value. If me as zero stand with one, it becomes 10. If two zeros stand with one, it becomes 100. So zero is that value enhancer. So are you the one who is ready to become that value enhancer? With whomsoever you go and get associated with, you enhance that person's, that things, that ecosystem's value. Become that value enhancer. Once you do that, you have now the firm and true belief in your own self and in your own ability. Then it becomes very easy for you to think out of the box and think big. This is the key. This was a simple key from A to Z, which will help you unlock your own potential. Because till the time you will not unlock your own potential, you cannot think out of the box. Then A will be always A for apple. You will not be able to think beyond that. It is very much needed. These days we say we are in the VUCA world. So how do you become comfortable with your own chaos? There is so much of chaos in your mind. I told you so much of chaos and you have to come out. VUCA for each one of you. It is volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguity. We are living in a world which is complex. We are living in a world which is uncertain. So when I say it is volatile, it is uncertain, it is complex, a lot of ambiguity is there. Are you able to then rethink of the solution? If you are able to rethink of the solution, then you are thinking big. Then your volatile is not volatile. Your volatile turns into vision. After your vision, it is your uncertainty that turns into your understanding. Your complexity turns into your clarity. Are we ready to do that? Are we willing to see that? Your ambiguity then turns into your agility. You decide a course of action and you're ready to change that course. That is when your thinking big starts. So it's up to you. The key is in your hand. The key is in your hand. When you think big, when you believe big, when you act big, and the results will be big. So it's in your hand. The key is with you. The mindset is with you. There is no external force which can come and tell you, okay, this is how you have to think big. No, it is the internal force which says, yes, your thinking is big. Yes, you believe in your big thinking. Yes, you are acting as per that. Trust me, then the result will be big. So it's up to you. How do you take it further? So before concluding, I would just like to tell you that the entire universe is ready to spread the magic. Are you willing to embrace that magic? If you are willing to do that, follow this simple step. You need to look around. When you look around, you see that entire world is ready to collaborate with you. You need to look beyond. When you look beyond, you see there is creativity everywhere. So you start observing it more clearly. When you look deep, the critical thinking happens. And when you critically think about your ideas, your actions, your emotions, you will see that you have started thinking in a different manner. You need to look within. When you look within, self introspection starts. Why I have done it this way? Is there any other way to do this thing? Is there a better way? How can I do that? That introspection is very, very important. And the last is look up. When you look up, bow down in gratitude, because when you look up, you see the abundant sky, right? The universe is there, the sky is there. There is the power and force in that abundance. Are you open to embrace that abundance? If you are ready to embrace the abundance, abundance will come to you. So this is what I wanted to convey to you, that thinking big or unleashing your potential is not about attending a session. It is about you. It is about your mindset. It is about how do you see yourself? Do you believe in yourself? If you do that, the world is ready to do the favor for you, because it's you who can create the magic. And if you want to create the magic of thinking big, making big, make it happen today itself. Thank you so much. Any questions? I'm ready to take.
Ma'am, what Wonderful knowledge given by you. I hope our audience has learned so many new things from this session. Once again, I would like to thank you for joining. And there are some questions I would like you to answer. So,
Yeah,
with your
sure.
permission, shall we start?
Yes, please.
So, ma'am, the first question is, how can we help someone to reach their potential?
Okay, all you need to do is tell that person that you believe in him or you believe in her. Okay, be a part of their journey.
Am I
Provide them
audible?
that, yes, you're audible. So, provide that person the positive motivation, the positive affirmation that, yes, your belief, what you are thinking is right. Go ahead with that, and ensure that the person is not procrastinating. Sometimes a good idea doesn't get implemented because of the procrastination. You need to make the person understand that yes, the person is very, very valuable, and his thought or his idea may be different, may be difficult, but it is implementable. Be a part of their journey.
So, ma'am, the next question is, what are the habits to achieve goals?
First is self love, self love, self love, self belief. Do you love yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in your ideas? Do you write down your ideas? Do you make your to do list? Do you know how to manage your thoughts? If you follow this, the basic habits are love yourself, take care of yourself, understand who you are. First of all, it is very, very important for each one of us to understand who we are. We really do not know who we are. We always wait for some kind of validation from some other person. Okay, this person will say you are doing this, that means it is right. No, have trust in your own self and stand in front of the mirror and do speak about what do you want to do. When you do that every time, speak in front of the mirror and say, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I want, this is how my idea goes through. This habit will help you achieve your goal. See your goal first thing in the morning. If you get up and you close your eyes and you imagine the entire picture of your goal, how the successful goal looks like. Start your day with that and stand in front of the mirror. Say, okay, I want this to happen this way, this way, this way. Your entire body, your mind, entire universe will work for you because every cell of your body will start thinking that way. So embrace that habit of seeing the entire picture of your success once you get up in the morning. Believe in your own self and have the doable steps written so that every time that checklist is there in front of you, whether you have done it or you haven't done it.
Ma'am, there is one more question.
Hmm.
Like, can you share a life situation of yours regarding this? Like, have you experienced this thing? Any life situation?
Wonderful question. So I'll just give you an example. In 2007, okay, in 2007, I joined my previous school. I was teaching grade three that time. Okay, I was the class teacher for grade three, and I was teaching one secondary class. So I'm taking to a journey from 2007, a person who was teaching grade three. Today, I'm the director principal of a school, the founder principal, and we started this school in 2018 with 364 students, and today we are 1700 students. This is all about my belief in myself, that I wanted to do something. I believed in myself and I believed in the power of association. I believed in the power of team. So while I continued my journey in my previous school, right from grade three teachers to the vice principal, I learned something good. I learned something which I should not do. So when we learn from our leaders, see, learn two things: what is to be done and what is not to be done. So when I became a leader, I knew whatever I have learned that I should not do it, I did not do it with my team. And today, if in last 5 years the school has grown from 365 to 1700, the credit doesn't go to me. The credit goes to the entire team because we became each other's strength. Try to become each other's strength. Alone we might be, you might think that I am everything, but trust me, alone we are just a drop in the ocean, and together we are the mighty ocean. You have to decide what you want to be. Idea might be yours, but you can't implement it alone. You need a team to do that.
And that's it. It was very effective for our audience and a very valuable advice. Thank you so much for answering these questions. Okay, so thank you all for attending today's webinar. And if you have any additional question, you can contact us through mail or telephone. We're happy to provide any support to you. Thank you so much for cooperating and stay connected to us for new learning. Thank you so much, ma'am. I,
Thank
Shruti
you so
Chaudhary,
much.
your host for today, signing off. Have a wonderful day. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you so much, Shruti. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.